Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's up?
Welcome back to the Full Timers Podcast. I am Vila.
I am Roeun.
And I'm Ricky.
What's up, y'all?
What's up? Welcome to the Full Timers Podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, today is a very special day.
Very, very special.
Ricky, you want to tell everybody what the day is?
It is Roeun's birthday.
Hey,
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, snap. Roeun, how old are you?
I am 39. 39.
Damn.
One year less than 40.
How does it feel to be almost 40?
Wow, I was like, wow, I'm here. Yeah,
You're here.
yeah. I made it to 40.
It's a new record for you.
Yeah, now I'm 39. But I'm going to eventually make it to 40.
Did you ever imagine yourself being 40 years old? Like, when you were growing up, did you be like, man, I can't wait to be 40?
Yeah. I guess when I was a little kid, I was like, man, 40 is old. Now when I'm older, I think 40 is not that old.
I mean, when I was a kid, I was like, damn, can't wait to be 20. I never thought about 30 or 40. And
Yeah.
we're almost 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird because it's like, I don't think I ever think that far into the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like hard to picture what it will be at 30, 40.
And we got, I have 11 more years until 40. So I don't
Yeah.
know what I'll be doing at 40. Hopefully
Something.
making more
Yeah.
stuff.
We'll still probably be around. Us three.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You'll be 50 by the time I'm 40.
Yeah.
Dang. That's crazy.
I'll probably be old and wrinkly by then.
You wrinkly now.
This one would change it to the Old Timers Podcast.
Old timers.
Nice use of the button.
Yeah. All three of us in a wheelchair. Sorry.
So I remember that we have a soundboard on this machine that we're recording on. So the last time we recorded, we forgot to use the soundboard.
Yeah.
Now it's fun.
Yeah,
You got to
it's-
know when to press it.
Mhm.
That's all it is.
Nice
Yeah.
colors. It looks like Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Makes me happy.
You could adjust the different colors and different sounds. So next time, if you guys have any recommendations of different sound effects we can use, something that's relevant,
Yeah.
Always. Oh,
like
yeah.
meme oriented, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Cool.
So what y'all do today? How's y'all's week? How's y'all's weekend? Today's Saturday, the day we're recording this. So
Yeah. And today's that special day, like we said earlier,
Yep.
which we'll get into full detail, I guess, later in this podcast.
you can hold the mic. I know you. He's sitting back on the couch.
He's leaning, man.
You can hold the
Chilling.
mic. You can hold it up to you. Like,
Thank you.
you go ahead and lean back.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, just lean back. Lean back. Like how you were.
Yeah.
You go
There.
right there. That's good.
Yeah.
So yesterday, was it last night? I had one of those I told you earlier. One of those impulses after the gym. I don't know why. I went to Target. I shouldn't have. And I went to the tablet section and I bought myself the new 11-inch iPad Pro. I don't know why I bought it. I still don't know why I bought it, but it's a cool device.
Yeah.
Yep.
And today I was kind of late to come over here and because I was looking for the keyboard for it, and I bought the keyboard today too.
You got to do it big, man.
I hate those impulse purchases.
Yeah.
You ever have those
Nope.
at all?
Not really. Well, I mean, for like small stuff, but not huge stuff like that. Like when I do shopping, considering stuff to buy, I like to do a lot of research, like weeks, maybe months of research before I commit to buying.
I kind of did some research before I bought the iPad, but only like 2 days worth.
Yeah.
I was trying to see if I was able to, or if there was apps that allowed me to make some code,
Mm-hmm.
like programming stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's some apps, so that's why I bought it with the keyboard.
Yeah.
That's always
know.
fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
It looks cool. I like it. When did they announce it? It was like only a couple of days ago too, right?
Maybe like 2 weeks ago, 3
Yeah.
weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very new.
I know it's fresh. So it's my first iPad since 2010. It's very snappy, so I'm pretty impressed.
Wow.
Of course,
Mhm.
I'm easily impressed.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a cool looking device.
What about you, Ricky? What you do today? Or how was your week actually?
The week was cool. A lot of working and all that. Nothing too crazy. Yeah, it was just normal, I guess.
Same old stuff.
Yeah, it went by pretty quick, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
I think.
I had a pretty busy week at work today. A
Yeah.
lot of deliverables to send off to clients and a lot of last minute projects to work on and a little stressful, but it's all right. It's part of the job.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
what about you?
Just probably working the whole week and made it to today.
Your birthday, man.
Yeah, I made it to my birthday. Finally, my birthday. We was talking about it last podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finally made it. Yeah.
Did you get any cake? No, nothing.
No. I had a little pastry on Friday. That's about it.
What kind of pastry?
Little apple turnover.
Okay. Did you make it yourself?
No, I got it from work.
Oh, nice. They gave it to you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
What kind of cake do you like?
I don't know. I guess I like all kinds of cake, but I think my favorite was the I guess any kind of cake in general.
All cakes.
Yeah, all
All
cake.
of them.
You're the cake man.
Yeah, I'm a cake
As
fanatic.
long as it's a cake.
You know how
I know.
you know how Cookie Monster likes his cookies, right?
Yeah.
I'm the same way with cakes, no matter what it is.
Do your best cake monster impersonation.
Cookie. I'm Cookie Monster. I want cookie.
That was that. That one didn't work. I forgot the buttons I have for this thing.
We're getting used to it.
Yeah. Okay. So today's episode, we are talking about the TV shows that made us, particularly the top 5 TV shows that made us. We didn't preface you on this topic, Roeun, but I want you to give your raw hot take on what your favorite TV shows are. So whenever we ask you what your shows are, just jump right in.
Okay.
But me and Ricky prepared for this, kind of.
Kind of.
Okay.
Subtly, or not subtly, somewhat prepared. I just wrote down a bunch of TV shows. I meant to write down some details for each one, but of course work got in the way and wasn't able to write down more. How you want to start this? You want to?
However you want.
So
I don't know.
So we said top 5, but I wrote down like what 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shows.
Yeah. I have 8.
Okay. Do you want to do number 5, and then before we go to number 1, we do the rest, like honorable mentions? I don't know what's on your list, so
Yeah, I also didn't rank them either.
you didn't rank them yet.
They're not. They're in no particular order.
How many we gonna do?
Top 5.
Top 5? All right, in no particular order.
Mine's in order, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but
you
of course I have like 13 listed here.
Okay, so you guys can do yours first, and I'll
Okay.
think about mine.
I have like a number 1, but
Yeah.
I didn't rank the others. I guess.
Okay,
You know.
so I'll start it off then.
All right.
So my number 5 show, I don't know if you guys maybe you'll remember this, Roeun. It's MacGyver.
Oh yeah, I
You remember
remember.
MacGyver, Ricky?
I never watched it, but I know the premise.
I feel like the reason why I picked MacGyver is because, well, for people that don't know MacGyver, he was played by Richard Dean Anderson, the guy with the mullet. He was the first person on TV that wore a flight jacket.
Oh yeah.
Mullet and flight jacket was the look. But the show is basically he is a physicist, engineer, something like that, and he worked for some foundation, and he'll get himself into some trouble in the quagmire, and he never used a gun, but he'll find ways to get out of situations by making inventions on the spot
Yep.
and get out.
And he was always thinking outside the box too.
Didn't MythBusters do a thing on MacGyver? Like it's a thing called MacGyverisms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
Didn't do you know if MythBusters
They probably did. I mean, most likely. I don't remember exactly.
I
but
so.
probably.
I just remember one of the MacGyver episodes, he was stuck in some prison. I don't know what country it was, but he had made a plane out of a huge fan.
A whole plane.
A plane enough to get him out of whatever camp he was in. So he took a bunch of tree branches and maybe bamboo shoots, and he took the fan blades and the motor that was inside with the fan. I don't know how he propped it together, but he made it strong enough to where he flew a good maybe 100 feet in the air, just enough to get away from the bad guys and whatever jail he was in.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Another cool invention he had, he was locked in his safe, and he had to one of those combination locks.
Was it like a vault safe, like a bank?
Yeah.
Okay.
And inside the safe, for some reason, there was a big old speaker. So he took the speaker and made some type of sonar thing, so he could hear the combination click, and that's how he got out.
Yeah.
That's another cool thing. Oh, the reason why I picked that show is because, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Like creative in situations where you could make things work. Isn't there a word for that? Like
Improvising?
improvising ingenuity? Is that a word? The right word to use?
It sounds like it.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but so that inspired me to be creative in a way to make things work. Kind of like using duct tape and bubblegum and paper clips. So
Adapting to your
yeah,
situation.
adapting
Oh, yeah.
situations. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when people get mad, like, why you're making stuff like this? Because it's working for now. I could fix it completely later. You know. I mean,
Yeah.
So that's my number 5. Gonna pick your
Oh yeah.
unranked number 5.
Let's go with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Ah, classic.
Oh
I
yeah.
wish I had the button for that. But I don't know if we could clear it if we get in trouble.
Yeah.
What button is it? What button would you?
It'll be the either red or yellow because I feel like those maybe green. No, purple is royalty colors. Yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
it'll be the theme song.
Oh, that'd be great. But yeah,
So
I don't know if you can clear that.
yeah, we probably can't clear it. Probably get in trouble.
Yeah.
We'd have even taken off the podcast. So Fresh Prince. Why could you break it down for us?
Fresh Prince.
I think we all know why, but why does Ricky pick Fresh Prince at 5?
Well, unranked, right? Unranked.
Okay,
That
unranked
doesn't mean
list.
it's the bottom of the list,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't know. That was just a great show. Will, he came from not much in
Mhm.
Philly. He moves in with his uncle and his family in Bel Air. And I don't know, I kind of like that contrast of,
Mhm.
Will Smith, his character, and having to, I guess, again, adapt to a lifestyle that he wasn't used to,
Mhm.
and just trying to find his place. And I think a lot of people kind of try to do the same thing,
Right.
whatever their situation is.
Yeah.
If they get thrown into a weird scenario,
Mhm.
you just try to see what they can do with it.
You think that aspect of it influenced you as a person?
Yeah, because people always get into uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
And it's just cool to see what you can do, overcome or
Yeah.
not. Who knows?
It's also a great show because the first run came on NBC, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to say, I could be completely wrong, but I want to say that it was the first show that all demographics watched, all races,
Mhm.
black and white,
I can believe that. Yeah,
and
That's
it was
true.
accepted by both.
yeah, it did appeal to both.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
a lot of other shows didn't appeal to all demographics. Like, for example, of course, Friends didn't really relate to the black audience, and maybe what's another show? One with Steve Urkel. What's that show called? Family Matters.
Family Matters.
That's right.
I could be wrong with that one, but I don't know if that gravitated towards the
Mm.
white audience. But stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
All audiences really watched and loved that show.
Yeah, it made you laugh. It made you cry.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything in
Cry for
between.
sure. Did you have an episode where a Fresh Prince where it made you cry? I
think-
have one.
I think it was the one where his dad came
Yeah,
back, his
yep, that
biological
one.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you know this little trivia about that episode.
Mm.
The final scene of that episode where his dad left and Will broke down and cried.
Yeah.
That whole entire ending, that monologue, was all improvised.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. Did you know that, Roeun?
Mm-hmm.
It all came from the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think that was better for it
Mhm.
just because, it was just like
It was
a real
raw.
moment. Yeah.
real. Yeah.
Like genuine feelings.
Mhm. And when Uncle Phil went and grabbed to hug him, James Avery, the actor, rest in peace, he felt that realness, that raw emotions, and the only thing he could do for Will was just give him a hug.
Yep.
That's right.
I cried at that one.
Yeah. Great
Me
moment,
too.
man.
I also cried at the final episode too. When
Yeah.
the final episode when he was standing in
Mhm.
the empty living room.
Empty living room, just him, and he goes to turn off the lights
Yeah.
and just silence.
Yeah. And then Carlton had to break that sad emotion and run down the stairs with his pants down.
Where'd everybody go? Ran out of the house.
Is that the only show that had a proper ending?
I don't think the only. I'm sure other sitcoms have. I just
Don't
haven't.
remember it.
Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think Fresh Prince is the only ending I've seen for a sitcom.
Yeah, because I knew at that time, 98, I think, was it? The Jamie Foxx show was canceled. The Wayans Brothers show was canceled. Family Matters was canceled. Well, Boy Meets World had a proper ending.
Uh-huh.
That's a sitcom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
would
Boy
say
Meets
that.
World.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of that?
So after the college years, season 7, Corey and Topanga decided to transfer to either Yale or Harvard to go to law school in New York. I don't know what school it was in New York. So they moved to New York, and then everybody said their goodbyes. The final scene was when they went to the high school classroom, and then Mr. Feeney's he had the final scripted line and said, do good. And Topanga said, do you mean do well? And Feeney said, no, do good. Like, do good things.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, class dismissed. And then
I knew he was gonna say that. I was waiting for that.
Yeah. So that was the final episode of Boy Meets World,
Awesome.
which is also on my list. That's at
Great segue.
That's at number 3. Actually, we skipped over my number 4.
Mm.
I'll let you go ahead and do your next one. So we do like
Oh.
a snake thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'll pick Dragon Ball Z for
Okay.
the next one.
We all watch Dragon Ball Z here.
Oh, yeah.
How?
And so I think that was cool because, I mean, outside of the show itself, it was a good bonding moment
Mm-hmm.
for friends and family, just watching this show.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it was just awesome. Like when you're a kid watching it, you got all the, all the energy in the world. So
Mm-hmm.
watching people power up, going Super Saiyan,
Fighting in ultra fast speed.
yeah, it was great.
And
Jumping
destroying
up
light-
and down, you go outside, you try to do the same things, man. I mean, it was awesome. Just
my bad,
high
wrong button.
energy.
Shooting.
Oh, you're good, I think.
I'm blue. Number 2. Sorry. I'm trying to use the cough button on this thing.
I like that, the
Yeah.
cough button.
Oh, I pressed the solo button. My bad. Sorry, cut you
Yeah.
off. Dragon Ball Z.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it was just great. High energy, a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Simply, I guess.
Yeah, I think as a kid growing up watching that, I feel like that was the first show where, as a group of friends, we all had to go home and watch.
Yeah,
And we talked about it the next day.
yeah, it was a
You
good way
know-
to connect with your, your peers at school.
Yeah. Like, you know how like nowadays people watching Breaking Bad and
Mm-hmm.
Game of Thrones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Ball Z was the first show to do that for friends, at least guys, boys. I don't know if girls watched it. Can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Ruin.
Yeah. I watched it. I watched Dragon Ball Z.
Do you want to chime in with some shows, or you just trying to catch the wave?
I'll just try to catch the wave.
All right. So you got Dragon Ball Z at unranked 4.
Yep.
It's on my
Unranked
list. Dragon Ball Z's on my list.
All right. My rank number 4 that I kind of skipped over was Nickelodeon's All That.
four. Yeah.
I remember that show.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Was that your time, or was it like a little bit after your time?
After my time, I think.
Okay. So All That was the, I guess, kids version on Nickelodeon of SNL Mad TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of those like skit shows.
Yeah, sketch
Yeah.
shows. I don't know. Is it the comedy?
Sketch comedy. That's what.
Sketch comedy. Is that, you think that comedy they did was dated? If you watch it now,
By then, like if you were to watch any or just all that.
like the season 1, All That, season 2. If you watch it now,
Uh-huh.
did the jokes age well?
I
'Cause
don't
you
think
know-
they did.
You know, our time now, like stuff really don't age well with the society.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember if there was any skits that they did on TV that wouldn't fly today. Maybe Earboy. Remember
With the
Earboy?
Big ears. Did he get made fun of all the time for that?
Yeah, it was Kel that played Earboy. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I guess. I mean, I
No,
remember Pizza Face. You remember him?
That was Kel. Yeah, Kel's Pizza Face. Well, I guess, I don't know. It was out there. But All That, the reason why I picked All That is because, seeing kids being actors and doing comedy on TV. Nickelodeon in general was good at portraying, of course, it was a kids channel network.
Mm-hmm.
But being able to see people my age at the time pulling off these jokes, acting, doing all this scripted comedy television, kind of inspired me to be, I guess creative in a way. Like, go ahead and express yourself in some form of fashion, whether it's making jokes or whatnot.
Yeah. It was a diverse cast too.
It was a diverse cast.
Very diverse.
Latin, Hispanics, Black people. I think, was there ever an Asian person?
That's a good question. Maybe the later seasons? I don't think the original cast.
I think it was. Maybe 1 or 2 characters was Asian in the first season, I think.
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Another thing that I want to bring up about all that was at the end of each episode they had musical guests.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the only kids show. They probably wouldn't do it now, but they had hip hop. Yeah. I remember they had Nas perform. They had to perform Street Dreams. Street Dreams was about drugs.
Yeah. I remember they had Coolio on the show.
Yeah, Coolio.
Yeah. Of course, he was the one that had, I think, the theme song for
Kenan and Kel.
Okay.
TLC did the theme song for all that, right?
Yeah, and they were on the show.
They also had Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, back then.
the wild Busta Rhymes in the big suit.
Yeah, the early day Busta Rhymes in the when he was in that group in the early 90s.
Flip Mode Squad.
No, before Flip Mode Squad.
What was his group?
I don't know.
The Far Side? No.
I think it was Tribe Called Quest.
No. Wait.
He was with them.
He was, I think
affiliated.
He was featured.
He was affiliated with them.
Okay.
But yeah, seeing just representation of, as a kid, seeing other kids on TV, it inspired me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
You got number 3? Unranked number 3?
The unofficial number 3.
Number 3.
I'm gonna go with The Office.
Let me say this real quick. I'm late to The Office. Like, everybody was already watching The Office and making jokes about it. I've never seen The Office until like last year.
Better late than never.
Yeah, but the one episode you showed me while we were working at our old job was when Stanley was trying to be recruited to play basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic episode. One of the early ones too.
I remember watching that back again with my coworker he's black, and I just kept looking at him like, "Does this happen? Does this happen?"
What do you say?
He said, "Shut up, Vila." Go ahead. I don't want to take your.
Oh no, you're good. Yeah, I mean, I think that's just the perfect show to binge watch over and over again.
Oh yeah, I like The Office too.
Yeah. Like their cast of characters is great. Like, I think everybody like in that show, had their own personality and were funny in their own way. And I don't know, that show just really holds up. Yes, Michael, Dwight, Jim, Pam, all those.
Speaking of stuff holding up, is Michael Scott's jokes?
Not the early episodes. Definitely not season 1. It gets kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But I've heard like when they were doing season 1 and the pilot episode and all that, like they were trying to make Michael Scott not likable, like a used car
on
salesman.
purpose.
Yeah, on purpose.
Okay.
So sometimes he would do jokes that just were offensive. Yeah. And with no redeeming qualities at all.
Right,
but they changed them after that.
That's good.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, you think it was? It's funny because people are team Pam and Jim in that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You think it was right for Jim to just sweep in like that from Roy?
I don't know. I mean, because Roy and Pam, they were engaged for 3 years.
Right.
And I don't think Roy treated Pam very well.
So I missed those episodes then of how Roy was like.
Yeah, it was not the greatest.
Okay. So. Okay, I guess that's fair. Stanley's my favorite character, along with what's Craig Robinson's character's name? Daryl.
Yeah.
Those two are my favorite.
Down in the warehouse. He's great.
I'm sorry to say, but the most annoying character was the one that was played by Mindy.
Oh, Mindy Kaling's character. Kelly, right?
Yeah. That Malibu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I can't stand it. The Valley Girl type thing.
But But I think she was good for the show just because there wasn't anyone else with that type of personality. Yeah. So I don't know. The comedy was there for her to mix with other people.
I mean, was that show just to make a stereotype of all offices, probably, right?
Kind of like, well, I think it's to say that for the most part, wherever you work, you'll have, people from all kinds of walks of life.
Yeah.
They go to work at the same building and they just try to get their work done, semi get along, and, it's just very relatable.
Yeah. Well, that's The Office. I always felt, because I watched Parks and Rec before I saw The Office, and I said to myself, Parks and Rec is probably better than The Office.
I watched both shows, but I was really into probably Parks and Rec more than I was into The Office.
Can you elaborate?
I mean, as far as like the comedy, finding something to watch, yeah, I probably like the as far as being funny, I probably like Parks and Rec, but as far as like dramatic and stuff, I probably like The Office.
You think it kind of depends on which one you watch first?
That's probably it.
Yeah,
because I did binge watch Parks and Rec before I watched The Office,
and I was the other way around.
You were the other way around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, because I feel like Parks and Rec, it had more kind of a linear story. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because Office did have that too.
Yeah, like an ongoing kind of storyline. Yeah. Sort of, yeah.
Like Leslie Knope, you'll see her eventually being this, higher up politician type person. Like you follow these characters, and Chris Pratt, Andy, and Rashida Jones, and I don't know.
Have you watched it all the way through?
For The Office?
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. I think I stopped maybe like season 4. I kind of want to go back and watch the whole thing. But.
Me too.
It kind of got slow after that. Like you're just making rounds, basically. I feel like The Office is the same way, right? Or just constantly.
Well, yeah, like I'd say like season 2 to I think 7. I think Michael left in season 7. So after that, it kind of seemed like they didn't have any more very good ideas.
Yeah.
Like where to go with the story and the characters and whatnot. But it was decent still.
Maybe because they needed that Michael Scott character. That kind of naive, right?
But no one could fill his shoes.
Yeah. Didn't they bring in other people to?
Mm-hmm. They brought in like Will Ferrell.
Managers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that was one episode though, like one of those cameo types.
I think he was in a couple, maybe like 3 or so. Not very long, but.
Didn't they bring Jim Carrey?
He was more of a cameo.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. That would have been great.
Oh yeah, that would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. That was The Office. All right, that was your number 3, right?
Yeah.
Unranked 3. We already said it earlier. Kind of had a segue into it, but my number 3 is Boy Meets World. It's a show based in Philadelphia, starring Ben Savage, the younger brother of Fred Savage from the Wonder Years fame. It's a show that it's a coming to life story of 2 friends, Sean and Corey, Philadelphia, and then their love life of Topanga and Corey. Why did I pick this show number 3? Well,
thought you were questioning yourself.
Now I am kind of like, why do I pick this show? Of course, I said, one of those coming to life stories, just watching people grow up in situations that somewhat relate to as far as dealing with the teenage angst. And of course, they exaggerated high school drama and stuff in a comedic way. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much why I chose it, because it's one of those stories where it kind of helped me navigate.
Yeah, like you can kind of relate to it, and so
in some way, yeah.
In a way, you knew you weren't alone, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, like
people go through the same thing.
Corey was a quirky character, and I felt like me, especially in middle school, 6th grade, 7th grade, I was quote unquote trying to find myself, but realizing that we're still too young, so it doesn't really. Just be yourself and just have fun with life kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that's what Corey was going through also. And also the love story of Topanga and Corey, it's goals in our lifetime, of course.
True.
Nobody could achieve that. I feel like, of course, it was a fabricated love story. So is it really true love? Yeah, I mean, not much to say about Boy Meets World, even though I watched it probably like 2 episodes every day.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah,
I like the show. Yeah,
it was kind of, I want to say it was kind of serious, like from season 3 to 4, 5. And then I think when they got to college, it got super funny and quirky.
yeah.
Like, remember early in the series, Eric Matthews, the brother of Corey Matthews, he was this teenage pretty boy in high school that got all the girls. He was a cool guy. And then when he got older, got to college, he became this weird, funny character, super strange. I don't know why they took that turn, but I think it saved the show. Or saved the character, at least.
I mean, you could see that. That's something that could happen in real life. So
People changing that much?
Yeah. Especially in college.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's very true, actually. Yeah.
So that was cool.
Boy Meets World. Great show. I recommend it.
Me too.
Everybody needs to watch Boy Meets World. That's pretty good show. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, we're on number 2 already?
I think so.
Go ahead.
Is it me? Oh. Okay, so well, I should just do I guess 2 and 1 because they're kind of similar, I think.
Should do 2. Just do 2
Just
first.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Then you'll probably definitely know what 1 is. All right, so number 2 is Doug.
Okay.
Remember Doug?
You know what's funny?
Doug.
You know what's funny?
What?
Okay, I thought I had no. Doug is an honorable mention on my list.
Oh.
So yeah, go
Right
ahead.
on.
Yeah.
All right, Doug was great.
Also Nickelodeon.
Yeah. There's a lot of Nickelodeon shows now that I'm thinking about it.
The best Doug was Nickelodeon, right? Not the Disney one.
Right, yeah.
Okay,
The
we're talking about
original
Nickelodeon one. Okay.
The original, yep.
Yeah.
Doug. Yeah. Great show. Good. I think similar to Boy Meets World, it was just a about a boy trying to navigate his way through childhood or teenagehood, whatever.
In a new
however
town.
old.
Because remember he moved.
Oh yeah. The pilot was like he just moved there and trying to make friends, fit in, just toe the line between trying to be accepted and being himself.
Mm-hmm. He had a dog pork chop and his weird neighbor, Mr.
Dink.
Mr. Dink.
Yeah.
He invented everything.
Doug. Hey, Doug.
Douglas.
Hey, Douglas, funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, seeing him and how they wrote the character to another romance angle for that with Patty Mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Like, how does a guy that doesn't know how to talk to girls, how do you say hello to this girl?
Mm-hmm. And he had all these like inner monologues and daydreams and stuff.
Yeah, when he writes his journal, dear journal.
Yeah, dear journal. So it was cool. Yeah, cool to see just inside the mind.
Yes, I forgot all about that. I gravitate towards Doug too because he was also he had an imaginative mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's where I could relate to because, of course, I'm a visually creative person, and I feel like growing up also drawing and stuff, I too wanted to do what he wanted to do, like make comics, be a hero. When he was Quail Man, he had a bunch of these scenarios where he just kind of daydreams a lot, and I caught myself daydreaming a lot as a kid too. So
yeah,
remember Roger Klotz?
Roger with the hair.
Did I have a Roger Klotz? Not
like
for
in your
me,
life?
Not for me, but like there was a Roger Klotz. I think in my life. I want to say I know. I'll tell you later, but
okay,
because I think your brother dealt with him one time.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of too. I didn't know if you remembered him.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll talk about that off mic though.
Yeah. So he was the Roger Klotz in our neighborhood. He didn't mess with me. I don't know why. Because I was the smallest guy in the neighborhood too. I don't know why he didn't mess with me. Yeah, so that's Doug.
Yeah.
That's my honorable mention.
Yeah. Also with Doug, just to add on, I think that was like one of the first shows that I saw, or like made me realize that people who come from different cultures, like not from America, and all that, like, you don't have to treat them differently. There was one episode, I don't know if you remember, this guy named Fentruck came from Yugoslavia, I think it was. Yeah.
Yes.
And like people kept thinking it was weird because he didn't you know,
the
speak
accent,
perfect
right?
English,
Yeah,
and all that. And I think Doug was like the only one who accepted him.
Yeah, see, how come they don't make shows like this
I
anymore?
don't know. And seeing that at an early age, I think had a big impact for me. It was just
It really did.
You know, accept people for whoever they are. You know, it
That's
doesn't
right.
matter where they're from.
I feel like there were more episodes like that too, right? Not just accepting people, but the other societal not issues, but things that we need to work better on today.
Yeah,
still.
definitely. Mm-hmm.
Accepting foreigners, not foreigners, people that you're not familiar with.
Yeah.
What else was there? There was trying different foods.
Yeah.
I guess remember the liver and onions episode?
Oh yeah, he was so afraid.
He was so afraid of liver onions, but when he had it at Patty Mayonnaise's house,
And he loved
No,
it.
no.
Right?
they tricked him.
They did.
Yeah. So Patty was like, "Yeah, we're gonna have your favorite liver and onions,"
Yeah, I remember.
and he
that.
spent the whole week preparing for that moment because he wanted to impress Patty.
Uh-huh.
And it turns out they didn't have. It was just a joke. They were like, we're just kidding, Doug. We're not having it. We're having burgers and fries.
Yeah.
Damn, the whole week.
Yeah, being quirky around girls I also related to because I didn't know how to. I mean, I do now, but growing up, I didn't
know how to interact.
not so much interact, but like seeing a person that you adore. How would you communicate? Because my nerves would get the best of me, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug's a great one. Remember that it used to always come on at 7:00 after school, and then what was it? Rugrats came on.
Yeah.
Is Rugrats on your list?
It's not on my list.
Me either.
I'd say it's an honorable mention though.
I don't know, because thinking back now, like it was just watching babies.
Yeah.
I mean, of course they
fun.
went on adventures too, but after a while, I kind of growing. Like when I turned 9 or 10, I kind of got tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess now that I'm thinking about it, if you're talking about like shows that influenced you,
Yeah.
I guess not. It was just fun to watch.
Yeah.
I don't think I learned.
Rugrats is
much
on my
from it.
list.
So that was your unofficial number 2.
Yeah.
Doug, which great pick because that was very close to putting that on my list. I had to make room for this my number 2.
Make way.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Doug, funny, but my number 2 that beat you was the Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah. So, to this day, I am the biggest Power Rangers nerd. Like
100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't say nerd. It's not fair because I haven't watched the last 3 seasons.
Yeah, I hear you.
I catched it online here and there, but not religiously like how I used to.
Mm-hmm.
The Power Rangers, a show that was adapted from Japan called Super Sentai. Saban had purchased properties of it and renamed the American show to be the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Is that how you pronounce it? Saban?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I've always said Saban.
Is either first name is either Chaim or Haim Saban. I can't remember.
Yeah.
So the Power Rangers, everybody knows it. Colorful, suited superheroes that would fight in parks of Angel Grove. Only in Angel Grove, not the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
Only
would the
their
bad guys
neighborhood.
only fight in Angel Grove?
Yeah, that's the American version, but the other version from Japan, like you said, was fighting all over the world.
Was it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of the Japan ones.
Don't they like take footage from Japan to the American
I think
one?
one of the series was on Netflix at one time or something.
Still on there. So yeah, back to your question, Ricky. Yeah. So the series, the season that we know of Mighty Morphin in America was originally shot and released in the 70s. So Mighty Morphin came out in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
The footage they used, they repurposed footage from Japan, the Japan series Super Sentai, which was released from the 70s. So if you pay really close attention to the footage of the show at each episode, you'll see the different qualities of the footage.
Right.
One seems like a little bit older, and the other one seems more modern of that time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And if you pay attention to Tommy the Green Ranger's gold shield, you'll notice that in the Japanese footage, the quality of the shield is finer, like more rigid looking, versus the American version where it's like very cloth-like, like almost like a blanket that's trying to, it's
Okay.
cheap looking. So I
I
know
have to look that up. That sounds
Yeah, that's what I
interesting.
was thinking too when I started watching it.
So there's a 2-part video series on YouTube about this guy breaking down the Super Sentai versus Power Rangers. Power Rangers, they would recycle so much footage for the first 3 seasons of Mighty Morphin, like you'll notice that the monsters were never in the same scene as the Power Rangers in that Mighty Morphin costume because the monsters were from a different season in Japan.
Huh.
And you can't use that fight scene of the Japan footage because those Rangers are in different costumes.
Why did they do that?
They thought they could keep doing that with the Mighty Morphin costume and having new monsters, but they later found out it was harder to kind of make those stories work together.
Yeah, like keep mixing seasons up.
Yeah, because eventually you'll run out of footage to use, and you can't have the Zords in the same scene either.
So in the original one, what was the bad guy?
It was still Rita.
Putties?
It was Rita and Putties.
Oh.
After the first season, though, the second season when Lord Zed came, that was a different season of Super Sentai. It was, you know what, they changed the Megazords?
Yeah.
That wasn't the Mighty Morphin's Megazords.
If you confusing.
It is. Remember the Thunder Megazord?
The Thunder Megazord?
Yeah. It was after the Megazord.
I'm going to have to look that up, too.
It was with the red dragon, the blue unicorn.
I don't remember.
Oh, gosh.
A blue unicorn.
So, we're going off a big tangent right now.
This is interesting to me.
This is the Power Rangers
I'm learning
episode.
stuff.
This is the Power Rangers episode, man. So, if you pay attention to season 2 when they have the second Megazord, there's a scene where you see the Rangers inside the Zords. The Zord has a green bulb on the chest.
Oh yeah, green. Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah,
I think that's where they in Japan they had housed the control center of the Zord in that green bulb of the chest. If you pay attention close into that one of those episodes in that season, you'll notice that they composited the American footage inside the green bulb. Like it doesn't belong. You could tell it doesn't belong in that shot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they kept trying to do that stuff with the whole new Megazords and the third season with the ninjas. Remember the ninjas?
Yeah. The ninjas were great.
So the reason why they fought most of the time in the ninja costumes, obviously they couldn't have footage of the Mighty Morphin suits fighting the ninja monsters of that Japanese season.
Yeah.
And the Tengu, they've replaced the putties with like the birds, the black birds.
Oh yeah.
They call them the
Tengu
Warriors. Yeah. Remember those?
Yeah. Now that you mentioned it.
Those are American made. Those were never Japan.
Wow.
So of course, obviously,
interesting.
I feel like the budget for that, they ran out of money to keep creating new suits and new monsters.
Yeah.
And they just kept. That's when they started to change suits every year. I guess save time, and it was just easier process.
And did that just become tradition? Just
change
changing
suits?
suits? Yeah. Every
year? Because you really can't hold that method up of keeping the Mighty Morphin suits.
Yeah.
Forever.
Did they just try to like splice in whatever they thought was coolest for the American version? The different suits and then enemies and Megazord.
Megazord and enemies for sure. But I feel like the reason why they never changed the suits because the fans fell in love with the characters like Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, Jason, Adam, Rocky, Aisha, Kat, Trini,
Jason,
Bulk
Alpha,
and
Bulk and Skull, Zordon, Alpha 5.
Yep.
That's
Lord
everybody.
Yeah, so I feel like the fans just they loved them and they didn't want to see them go, but of course, there's a time where you do have to let them go, and that's when they started changing people. And I think that's when people start falling off the Power Rangers because they don't have those characters they could cling on to anymore.
Yeah, it's like just starting over.
Yeah, like starting over every year kind of thing. Yeah. So anyway, I've continued to watch it after they left up until maybe season 13.
Damn.
Yeah, I was in it for a long haul. But yeah, why did I pick Power Rangers? Particularly the Mighty Morphin series, season 1 to 3. Friendship. They use martial arts. Honestly, fighting in suits, being superheroes for me. People don't realize, but they do teach some lessons like make friends with the kid that's alone. And, sometimes your friend that doesn't show it, but he is or she is going through some stuff, but they are always helping other people out and never know what they're going through, kind of thing.
Yeah.
They have those subtle stories in each cheesy and cheeky episode. So I feel like that's one of those things that I gravitated towards. Obviously, the Megazords too. Sweet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any toys?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially the Blue Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, when like the family gets together and they all love to Power Ranger, so like, oh, this person wants to be the Black Ranger, this person wants to be the Red.
Yeah, yeah. Did you and your cousins have any of the Megazords and combine them together?
Maybe the ones from McDonald's. You remember those ones?
Yeah.
They were awesome. But I did have a Blue Ranger action figure. He had a button in the back. You press it, and he does like a karate chop.
Yeah.
And I think one time we had like dynamite, so we put it in his hand and let it off.
Like real dynamite?
Not like the huge ones,
Oh.
just like a small one that would fit in the action figure's hands, I guess.
Oh, the power cracker.
Okay,
Firecracker.
yeah, not dynamite. Sorry, firecrackers. would be
Okay.
better,
Dynamite.
no, dynamite.
What was y'all kids
firecracker.
doing with dynamite?
I don't know.
Oh man.
Don't ask. It was great though.
Don't talk about dynamite.
But his hand didn't blow off. It was just like charred,
Uh,
and it looked kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
I guess battle born.
Yeah. Sorry.
so that was my number 2. You said your number 2 earlier. It was Doug.
Doug, yeah.
Yeah. Roeun, you got any shows? You've been quiet.
Yeah. Y'all want to hear my top 5 list?
Real quick. Go ahead. Boom, boom, boom.
Yep.
All right. Number 5, I say is Power Rangers.
Okay.
Number 4 is MacGyver. Number 3 is Family Matters.
Okay.
Number 2 is
Stop at number 2 though. Go ahead.
number 2 is Boy Meets World.
Wait, all right. Stop right there.
That's it.
All right.
Right on.
So we have listed a bunch of shows out on our lists. We only said 4 of them so far. What are the shows that you have listed but not unofficially ranked?
Okay, let me see. So is this like honorable mentions?
Yeah.
Y'all ready? I got mine.
Can we just list them down or?
Yeah, and if you want to talk about one, just go ahead and talk about it.
Okay. So I have Futurama as one.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, totally.
I was late to the game on that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was Futurama, Simpsons. I was late to Simpsons too, actually.
I didn't really ever watch The Simpsons.
Yeah, I mean, because I knew it wasn't really for our age group. So I mean, I never
Yeah.
really watched it until later on. But go ahead.
So I guess with Futurama, I don't know. I just thought they were pretty clever with their jokes and humor and all
Yeah.
that. You know,
Was it Matt Groening?
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to try to pronounce his last name. Same guy who did The Simpsons. And all
Simpsons.
that. Yeah.
Sorry, to cut you off. Did you ever watch his new show on Netflix?
Oh no.
That fantasy,
I forgot what it's called, but
the medieval type of show.
yeah.
And
And a bunch of the voice actors from
Yeah.
like Futurama and all that. Yeah.
Another honorable mention, at least for me, is you mentioned it was listed for you, but Doug for me. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
Another one. I kind of wish I found a place for it, but I'd say Kenan and Kel. Pretty much for the same reasons as all that.
Yeah.
Of course,
Closely related.
Yeah, it was essentially a spinoff, wasn't it? Like, yeah,
Because they both came from that, right?
yeah. And another one from just one more. I don't know. I have 2 more actually. Well, go ahead. Do you want to name another one?
Oh, yeah, sure. All right. So, this isn't my number one most influential of all time, but it might be my number one show of all time, possibly.
Ooh.
Which is
and it's not The Office. What is it?
Breaking Bad.
Oh,
everybody.
boy.
Oh,
Breaking
yeah.
Bad.
Oh boy.
I don't know, just the quality of the show, just everything, the story, the characters. Damn.
That was
Should've
done late.
earlier.
Yeah, I know. I forgot all about the buttons.
I mean, it was just amazing, man. Like, binge watch that show. You know, just from the beginning to the end. Amazing, man.
Let me ask you
Amazing.
something. Did you jump on Breaking Bad from the start, or did you catch it on Netflix and then you jumped on it?
Netflix. I wasn't there
Same.
from the very beginning.
Same.
I think it was like they were into season 4 by that point.
I think they were just into season 3, right? Because I remember they only had 2 seasons up on Netflix for me, and I got hooked. I don't remember.
Or maybe when I saw it, it was like they were up to 4 on Netflix.
So you mentioned today's shows, kind of.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I could say Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's a great show.
Oh yeah.
It's a great show. Touch of nostalgia. I think that's why I like this so much.
Yeah. And also, I think for these honorable mentions, it's harder to put in your top most influential because now that you're older, like you've already had shows that taught you whatever lessons.
Yeah. So I have two more that I could name out. I don't know if you remember this cartoon. It was on Nick Jr. It was called Richard Scarry's Busy Town.
Yeah, dude, I was thinking about that.
I have it listed, but I can't say why exactly it's on my list. I want to say it's because it just showed people being productive. Is that right?
I can see that. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a busy town.
It's in the title of the story or the show, man.
Richard Scary.
I just remember the worm and the cat.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the opening theme song. The credits was everybody just going about the day as fast as not as fast as just going about the day.
Yeah, the postman, who was he, like a fox or something?
Yes. I can't remember actually. Another deep cut show I have listed here. You probably don't remember this at all because I forgot what channel it's on.
Okay.
It might be on TLC at the time, but it was called. I had to look this up. It was called Pappy Land.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is either. So I guess we're gonna need you to elaborate.
So Pappy Land is basically starred by this illustrator artist. It could be one of those Nick Jr. shows where it just basically teach kids.
Mm-hmm.
But his show was like he taught us how to draw. I think his name was Mr. Pappy.
Okay.
It sounds very pedophilic.
It does.
We're not gonna go there.
Yeah. I don't know what button push.
What are you looking for?
If I show you a picture, you might remember him. He was like this older guy, maybe in his 50s or 40s. He wore a yellow jumpsuit, and he always had this illustrated huge paintbrush in his hand.
You said he was a live action guy, or
yeah.
Oh.
But every segment he would tell us. He'll walk through me. I had to draw a period. Remember this guy?
No. This guy looks hilarious though.
You remember him? Oh god! So every time he had the segment where he kind of walks through you on how to draw, I always followed along, and that's why I gravitated.
Was this around the kind of the same time with Bob Ross?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought it might have been one of the characters off of Lamb Chop.
Lamb Chop.
Remember the show Lamb Chop?
I don't know that.
Is it recent? Lamb Chop? Is it recent?
No, it's an old show. It's an old kid show.
Nick Jr. or was it TLC?
Probably PBS.
I don't remember that at all. Oh shit. Yeah, Pappy Land. If you have, it's not pedophile. It's not no pedophile thing. Don't worry about it.
Is it kid friendly?
Yes, it was on TLC Kids. I don't know what channel it was called. I can't remember. Yeah, Pappy Land. Yeah. You have any more on your list?
Oh yeah, I think one more. I can remember it. Lost.
I was never into Lost.
It's not the best show ever, but I think that's the first show that I watched that was kind of like more modern television, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like my introduction to modern television because I didn't really watch a lot of like shows with a continuing story before then.
Now, would you say like modern? Would you say like adult shows, like meant for adults?
I guess because
When
like
was Lost? Like 2002, 1?
Maybe like 4 or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
I got another one. Heroes. Did you ever watch
Yeah,
Heroes?
dude. Season 1 was great. I loved it.
Yeah. I wanted to like the rest. I tried so hard to like the
Me
rest.
too, yeah.
But was it the season with the circus? It totally lost me.
Yeah. I kept watching after season 1, hoping eventually it would get better, but
Yeah.
it never did.
The sad part about that show is it was during the Writers Guild strike, wasn't it? So
Yeah.
it hurt them so much
Yeah.
for that. We did do our number ones there, right?
Nope.
We kind of went on a tangent of Pappy.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Ricky, would you like to Because I think we had the same ones.
You think so?
Yeah.
Probably.
In a count of three. Roeun, can you give us a drum roll?
Oh, it's gonna be so awkward if it's not the same thing.
A little bit. All right. Drum roll. 3, 2, 1.
Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
There it is.
Good job, guys.
Roeun, what's your number one?
You ready to hear my number one?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Remember that show on American Gladiators?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite shows.
Can you say why?
Probably because it was a competitive show and taught me about being really, really like active about the sport, about how to be active and be competitive and be yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Hey Arnold is definitely not that. Kind of in a way, but it's definitely not testosterone heavy show. So we say Hey Arnold because obviously Arnold is a character that I feel like I could relate to a whole lot on many different levels.
Yeah.
Can you say the same or not?
Yep, definitely.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of Reddit threads, a lot of YouTube videos that breaks down just how great that show was. Basically saying Arnold was basically like this Buddhist Zen in tune with the world, his surrounding society, people. He is this middleman.
Yeah, middleman to the world.
Yeah, that just living in it.
Yeah.
You know, you want to have words for it?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, growing up and watching that show, like just the way that Arnold was, like you said,
Carried himself.
Yeah, and the way he carried himself, I was like, I don't know, I was really drawn to that, and I was like, man, like, I think that's how I want to be in life, you know?
It's not so much being like it's not so much that he is liked by everyone or popular. It's more so him being, is respected the right word in his situation?
Yeah.
He's respected by everyone. Like,
yeah, he's not like the coolest guy or,
yeah.
You know, or anything like that, but yeah, he's well respected.
Yeah, they talk about a lot of themes on that show. Like the coolest person, like they had that cool clique on the show with Rhonda, the girl and her friends.
Yeah.
They were the rich, cool crowd. And there was an episode where they discussed that how she had a party where only the cool kids were invited to.
Yeah.
And Arnold happened to be invited, but his friends weren't. Remember that one?
Yeah.
And I forgot how he handled the situation, but he knew right then, like, how come I'm invited, but my friend Gerald isn't? Gerald is the coolest guy I know.
Yeah.
So did he express himself? Did he say that to Rhonda? Because I know he left the party and started his own.
He started his own party.
The nerd party, was it?
Something like that. Yeah. And I think also, Rhonda, everyone went to his party instead, right? And then Rhonda
got jealous, or whatever. I don't know what it was.
But and then she went to his party and he accepted her.
Yeah,
to the party. Yeah.
Also, acceptance we talked about in Doug is also prevalent in Arnold. Hey Arnold, remember the episode of the Birdman?
Mm-hmm.
That was so. There's a bunch of theories on that show.
Yeah.
But back to being the acceptance theme we're talking about, Birdman, it was this character, I guess, in the canon of
I think it was Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man?
Yeah, Pigeon Man.
Pigeon Man, I think. Too.
Yes, Pigeon Man. I think he was just like this homeless. In reality, he was this homeless person that only hung out with pigeons on the roof. People would make fun of him. The child bullies went up to his roof and destroyed his pigeon homes. And
they just thought he was weird.
Because he was weird. And then Pigeon Man had this monologue which struck a chord in me. Like, this is how people are. Like, they don't accept people or things they don't understand.
Yeah.
And then Arnold was adamant that people can change and give them a chance, kind of thing. But the dark turn that I read about, I think you read about it too.
Probably, yeah.
Where the theory was that when Pigeon Man, there's a scene at the end where Pigeon Man and his pigeons grabbed onto basically a parachute on his jacket, and they flew away.
Yeah.
People theorize that in reality, Pigeon Man just jumped off the roof, and that Arnold just imagined him flying away.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that right?
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of dark turns and theories about there, but overall, that show just taught me growing up a lot of societal things to carry with me as an adult.
Mm-hmm. And again, is it like same with I get Doug, you know, you have all those different characters.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, with Arnold, it's just again, it's like treat people with respect, no matter who they are, where they come from, their social status. Because you know, again, he was hanging out like it was a public school they went to, so you
PS 118.
PS 118. Yeah. They had the rich kids and the poor kids, like Stinky and all that. You know, all in the same neighborhood. Also,
I think I could be wrong too, but Mr. Simmons, the teacher, the second teacher, he was unofficially announced that he's a gay character. He's a gay teacher. Did you know that?
I think they never said about that. Yeah, I think it was implied.
Yeah, they never said it was implied, I guess. And and
also he dresses just like Doug with the green vest. Did you ever think about that?
Oh no!
Is Mr. Simmons Doug?
Who knows?
But yeah, I bring that up because if he is gay or not, the students and everybody else just live. They just live daily lives. They didn't make nothing of it, as people should.
Yeah, just take it up for what it is.
What other themes was on the show it's so real that so many we could talk about.
Yeah.
Also, they had their funny moments, like when Arnold saw his girlfriend crush, Ruth. Hey, Ruth.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lila.
Did she ever speak, Ruth? I don't know.
I think she had one episode. She had a line. Other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
Helga Pataki. The thing she did. Is it too much?
Stalking?
Is it like?
Or being obsessive?
As a 9-year-old doing all that stuff. Is that?
That was excessive. That was stalking.
Is that an issue?
I think so. She had remember the gum shrine for Arnold?
And they never addressed that it was an issue? Is it?
I think it was. That's a little too much.
Yeah. No. Also, though, her mom. You know how she's always like this lazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's implied that she was a drunk.
Yeah, is always either drunk or hungover.
The dad was also, I guess, implied that he was abusive, right? Because he was always like high energy and this businessman.
I mean, I've only
or a coach and then being stressed out about the team.
Yeah.
And coming home being mad.
I have to look into that one about him being abusive.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I got that.
Not okay. Maybe abusive is too much of a too heavy of a word. Maybe neglectful of Helga at least. Because remember, Helga's sister, Olga.
Yeah.
She was loved by the parents.
Mm-hmm.
Helga wasn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were neglectful. Sure. Gerald was just a cool guy. Lives in the neighborhood. Was he the only black kid, other than his brother and sisters?
There was one other kid. I think he was smaller and he was missing a front tooth. Maybe
was it a gold tooth, or was just missing a tooth?
I think it was missing.
I think I know you're talking about. He was one of the side characters, right?
Yeah. I don't know his name or anything, but there was another. That was another black kid. As I remember. There were so many classic things about that show too.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, it's my Apple Watch.
I don't think the mic picked it up.
It barely. I just heard it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, it's weird because it kind of scared the crap out of me.
But yeah, there was in the boarding house there was Mr. Wynn. My banana wallpaper.
Yeah.
Was that the one that used to tell Arnold all the crazy war stories?
That was his grandpa.
Yeah, his grandpa had all the war stories, all kinds of stories, really.
Yeah. Hey, Arnold had like a whole bunch of different characters.
Mm-hmm. Oscar Babushka.
Was that his last name?
I think so.
Kakashka.
Oh, Kakashka. Babushka.
Rest in peace to the voice actor that voiced Oscar. He died a few years ago.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Another the small person.
Oh yeah.
He's a construction worker.
What was his name?
Jeez, I can't remember
Damn,
that. I'm terrible at this.
Yeah.
I'm not a true Hey Arnold fan.
Me neither. Failed. Mr. Smith.
The agent, the secret agent.
You never saw him?
Only saw him on one episode. We never knew what he did except for package for Mr. Smith, and that's it.
Package for Mr. Smith.
God, we could go deep into Hey Arnold.
Yeah. Do you remember that episode when Mr. Wynn, he had like a record deal because he could sing really well?
That was awesome.
Song? That was amazing, man. I love that song.
I love that episode.
Yeah, the episode itself, definitely.
A foreign Asian man singing country music like a real country star.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it was voiced by
Randy Travis.
Yeah.
Who's a big country star.
Yeah. I don't know why that episode. I feel like there's so many layers into it, but
yeah, it was great.
It will be another episode to break that down.
Mm-hmm. And also another one probably to break down is the one where him and his daughter
the Christmas episode.
Yeah,
I cried at that episode.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, that just shows how much Arnold would do for his neighbor to help him to find his daughter.
Yeah, and going back to just Arnold himself, like he was all about helping people. You know, he wasn't selfish. He was selfless.
Even as a 9-year-old doing all that.
Yeah, he had a lot of self-awareness, I think.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, he was a kid, so I think every once in a while, he'll, want to fit in and whatnot, but it never got too much where he lost himself.
That same Christmas episode, Mr. Wynn, that story of Mr. Wynn and the daughter, I guess we could kind of relate to that in some sense, where our parents came in to America.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think that's why at least I love that episode a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas episode, I cried. Fresh Prince episode, I cried. What other shit? Hey Arnold, let's see. Did you ever watch the Jungle movie of Hey Arnold? It came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first 10 minutes maybe, but I didn't finish it. I gotta
go
good.
Back.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I definitely want to watch it, but like some of the characters look a little different, and obviously they have different voices.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get used to that. But
it's funny because when I watched it, I had watched it right after I watched the Justice League movie that came out. That we're not gonna talk about it. It's bad. And I put on Facebook that the Hey Arnold Jungle movie was better than Justice League.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
And your uncle was so mad. Okay, so Ricky's uncle is a huge DC comic fan, and he will say or do whatever it takes to make him believe that the DC movies that came out recently were great.
Were great. Not just good.
He's still hanging on to Batman vs. Superman, but Justice League, he cannot defend that.
I want to hear his take on that. I'm curious.
It would be funny. But yeah, Jungle movie was that good. I liked it a lot.
Awesome. And it wrapped up like that story?
I feel like it wrapped up. It was a good ending for Hey Arnold, period.
Awesome. I definitely got to watch it.
Yeah. Also, spoiler. Remember in the series, we never knew Arnold's last name?
Yeah, I know about that.
So, spoiler alert. In the Jungle movie, his last name is Short Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So whenever you hear Grandpa in the original run of the show calling him Short Man, that's because that was his actual last name. I feel like they just made it his last name Short Man recently, right?
Yeah, like after the fact.
Yeah. I think that's it. Because, I mean...
That's pretty cool, though.
Another
that.
When we spoil this part or no?
Is it part of the Jungle movie?
Yeah.
No. Don't
okay.
Do it. That's the only thing I've heard.
Yeah. Arnold's Short Man. Yeah. Anything else about Hey Arnold?
Yeah. I was terrified of the ghost train episode.
Oh, gosh.
It scared me so bad.
Seriously?
Yeah. Like at the end, like, because, the whole time they're trying to, like, actually see the ghost train.
Yeah.
But then by the end, they're like, oh, there's nothing or whatever. And then at the very end, you see him and on his actual ghost train, and it was like singing or something. I don't know. It was just scary.
Hey Arnold had a few scary episodes. I mean, it had a good run, so they made a few Halloween episodes. Another one that was scary was, remember the ghost in the basement of the boarding house?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So it was some scientist with glasses, wasn't it?
That was the story. It was like he was doing some experiments down there.
It turns out it was just Grandpa's secret bathroom.
that apparently everyone used and thought it was their own secret.
Yeah. But at the end, the twist was there is a ghost, and Arnold found the glasses, and
that freaked me out too when he
Really?
found the glasses. And could you hear him like laugh or something?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was freaky.
Another scary one. It wasn't really scary. It was another Halloween one where, well, no, this was pretty scary. So, and it kind of freaked me out because it was a kid show too. The episode where they had the boys' night and the sleepover. It was Arnold, Gerald, Harold, Stinky, and Sid. They wanted to get ice cream late in the night, so they had to walk through, I guess it was Central Park to them, in order to get to the ice cream shop because it was a shortcut. And then, so I think before they left to get ice cream, go through the park, they told a story about the headless cabbie.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the headless cabbie. So they were freaking out the whole walk there, thinking about they will see the headless cabbie.
Yeah. They said the horse footsteps on the cobblestone.
If you see a poodle or whatever dog it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then at the end where the short person that lived in the boarding house, I still don't know. Ernie,
yes.
Yes, Ernie. Apparently his side job, he was a cabbie driver. And he
had a big coat.
He picked up a woman. And then the part of the tale was that the woman offered the driver a scarf.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
And it turns out that woman was a ghost, the headless cabbie, and the head came off in the cartoon. Yeah.
I guess all those ghosts in Hey Arnold were real.
That's crazy. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Another memorable one for me, not scary, but just a memorable episode was when Helga kept sleepwalking and she couldn't figure out why.
That one threw me off
You
because the way it started, right?
Well, how did it start? I don't remember specifically.
Was it sleepwalking? No, actually it was, sorry to go on a tangent. I think it was when she was on the laughing gas from the dentist's office. And she confessed her love to Arnold. Mm-hmm. Not to Arnold, but about Arnold to the dentist.
Yeah.
And then she had called. It's not that episode. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was
the sleepwalking. I don't remember that one at all.
I just remember that she found out that it was caused by eating pork rinds.
Oh,
you remember?
Yeah.
So every time I think about pork rinds, I think of that episode, and I always have to bring it up.
And you think you'll sleepwalk?
No, I don't think I'll sleepwalk. But I'm just like if I'm eating pork rinds and there's someone else there, I'm like, hey, did you watch Hey Arnold? Do you remember that episode?
Yeah. I think another underlying theme with Hey Arnold, because I'm thinking of the episode when they were on a double date it was Phoebe, Gerald, and I want to say Arnold and Helga. They went on a double date to some French restaurant because they had won coupons or certificates.
Oh, yeah.
And they went to the wrong restaurant, but it had a similar name.
Yeah. It was across the street, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some snail, escargot, I don't know.
Yeah.
Escargot, some shades, I don't know.
Yeah.
And there was another episode where, what was it? To Harold about stealing the ham from the Mr. Green.
I stole the ham.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm saying all this to say that the underlying theme of Hey Arnold is to always tell the truth. Whether it's him telling the truth or telling his friends, just tell the truth, because if you don't, things could get worse.
Yeah, just do right. Don't make things worse.
I felt that that's true at least for me, because if you don't tell the truth now or don't take care of it now, just be straight up now, it could get worse.
Yeah,
because miscommunication is a thing, and especially when you're growing up. And
yep,
that's right. Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, we can go on and on about
it.
On and on. I mean, I think that's where a lot of my morals came from.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, just be a good person.
I feel like if you ask somebody our age what their favorite show was growing up, and they say Hey Arnold, you could probably relate to him a lot. I don't know if that's true or no, but it could
I think so. I mean,
to some degree.
Yeah, because I don't think a lot of people would pick that show. You think so?
Our age group?
Yeah.
28 to 30?
As their number one out of all those other shows.
Maybe if you just ask them what their favorite cartoon growing up was.
Oh. Yeah, true.
Narrow that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say Hey Arnold for sure. Roeun?
Yeah. I agree with you guys.
What's your favorite cartoon ever? Because you're 10 years before us, so
Probably Hey Arnold. I probably got a whole bunch.
right.
Well, I probably would put Hey Arnold on the list.
I have 2 other shows that I didn't mention in this episode. Real quick, I could just say it. Do you have more listed?
No, I don't think so.
So maybe Roeun would know more about this. Maybe you'll know one of them, Ricky. One of them was Full House.
I remember Full House.
I didn't watch it too much, but
I caught it when it was on Nick at Night. It didn't rank for me though because not much to say about it. But the only thing I did get out of that show was family bonding and but it was super corny and cheesy.
Yeah, I got into like probably the first season and probably grew out of it.
Yeah, and the other show was Different Strokes. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Was that with Gary Coleman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he was like little back then.
Yeah. I mean,
no, when he was early age. The early Gary
when he was
Coleman.
young.
was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why did I pick Different Strokes? I don't know. I mean, because I'm short. I'm not a tiny person. I'm 5'5". But the way he dealt with his height, I guess.
Yeah, I can see that. He had a big personality.
Yeah, he compensated his height with just a colorful personality, being
right.
out there.
Yeah, being for who he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's it.
Oh, I thought of one. I think. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I remember that.
Great show, Canadian show. They was shot in Canada.
Yeah, that's true.
It was where Ryan Gosling started.
Yep. Yeah.
And a lot of other people. But yeah, why you say that?
That was like the first like anthology kind of show that I watched. And I don't know. I think it was generally scary a lot of the time. So
What's the scariest one?
The scariest one? I mean, I'll have to think. Off the top of my head, though, I think the Pinball Mall one. You remember that with the Jester comic book?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Comic.
That dude looked freaky. I think if I saw him now, he looked freaky.
Yeah, he really did. It was, if you see him in the kitchen, I'll freak out.
Yeah.
I think the scary one for me was it was an episode where they were in the school pool and there was a red sludge monster that comes up from the bottom of the pool.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Another one. They didn't have a doll in there, right? Or a dummy.
That's
Goosebumps. I know Goosebumps.
Yeah, he had the dummy.
Yeah. No, they had the clown in Are You Afraid of the Dark? I forgot what it was called.
Bozo the clown. They took his nose.
Took the nose, but I don't think his name was Bozo.
Oh. Okay, maybe not.
I can't remember.
Or maybe start with the Z. Zebo?
Something like that.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark is a good one. I already said Stranger Things. I feel like,
did you want to elaborate on that? I think
Stranger
I kind of
Things?
cut you off. Yeah.
Well, we can.
It's up to you.
We're already at an hour, 18 minutes. We can do it until they hit the 30-minute mark.
Right.
So, Stranger Things, obviously, my favorite show currently, hands down. Can y'all say the same thing? Have you seen Stranger Things?
I've seen a couple episodes.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite.
Today,
yeah.
Favorite today?
Well, no, I wouldn't say. I think it's a great show. I wouldn't put it as my favorite, though.
I think it's my favorite. One, because I feel like when the first season was released and announced on Netflix, nobody knew what they were getting themselves into. Like, I just saw a poster on, the banner on the Netflix website. I was like, what is this show? I don't know what this is. I don't know what it's about. Watched it. Fell in love with the show. It had old nostalgic feel to it. 80s, 85, and season 3 is going to be in the 90s. I feel like that's going to be the great.
It's going to be in the 90s?
Well, maybe late 80s, early 90s.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I feel like the nostalgia feel of it, the camaraderie between friends, accepting the unknown, i.e. 11, accepting new friends where the actress was her Sadie Sink. She played the new girl with the redhead.
Oh, Max?
Yeah. You've seen video games coming into the generations with the
how
arcade.
They react to it.
Yeah.
That was great. I'm noticing a theme with a lot of these shows is acceptance.
It is. Yeah.
That's a good thing though. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. People need to watch these shows again, especially Hey Arnold.
Mm-hmm.
But Stranger Things, yeah. I feel like because it has this old feel to it, like, you know, E.T., the Goonies.
Yeah, all those classics back in the 80s.
But I feel like it's better. It feels better. Maybe because it's done at a modern time.
Probably. Production value's higher.
Yeah.
They know all the tropes.
True.
You know,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. And they kind of... Spoiler, in season 2, with the brother of Max...
Yeah.
He's played by Dacre Montgomery, who was also the Red Ranger in the Power Rangers movie. Is he racist against Lucas? Because why was he out against
maybe.
Lucas so much?
Did Lucas have a crush on Max? Or was that another character?
At the end of that season, yes.
He did.
Oh, Dustin did too.
Oh, yeah, right.
But why did the brother target Lucas so much?
Maybe he was racist.
Is it because he's just around Max?
Oh, maybe that too. I mean, did he... He didn't bother the other kids that much, did he?
No.
Interesting.
Maybe Steve, but that's it. Maybe that's because they're in the same age group. But he mostly targeted Lucas.
Yeah.
Because remember when he got into the house at the end of the season and they had to beat him up?
Yeah.
He mainly beat up Lucas.
I gotta go watch that again.
You remember?
Pay closer attention. I mean, I don't remember specifically him targeting Lucas like that.
No, he targeted Lucas, man.
I believe you. I'll look into it.
Okay. Because I asked my coworkers, I was like, is the Billy character, is he racist? Because I really wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But neither were my coworkers. They weren't sure either. But yeah.
Yeah, it could be implied. Just like Hey Arnold, you know, there's a lot of implied stuff about different characters. They don't have to say it, but it's there.
I think the funniest scene in Stranger Things season 2 was when Billy, the brother, knocked on Mike's house door and he saw Mrs. Wheeler. Apparently they're building onto that story arc for season 3. It's gonna be hilarious.
I feel bad for the dad already.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny.
The nonchalant dad.
Anything you want to talk about Stranger Things? I'm hyped for season 3.
Yeah, me too. I haven't seen like any of the trailers just because I want it to be like as fresh as possible.
It's super epic. The second trailer is super epic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool they're expanding on, I guess, the lore with 11 and all those other kids they did experiments on. So that'll be cool to see more of them.
Yeah. Kind of going back to the show in your list, Lost.
Mm-hmm.
How many seasons was Lost?
I think 6.
Was it 6?
I think so. Maybe 5.
From what I read, because I never watched it, so I can't really say. But what I read was
6.
Lost went on longer than it should. Do you believe that? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree. I think they, like, after maybe season 3, they ran out of ideas. And also, this was during the writer's strike, too.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely seemed like they ran out of ideas. Like, they made the show, but they didn't know where it was going to end. Mm-hmm. So they just threw a bunch of weird stuff that you wouldn't have never have guessed.
Okay, with that being said, with things going on for too longer than they should, do you think season 3 of Stranger Things should just end at season 3? Because I feel like, because now I'm thinking, like, what more can you do after this? Because I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen, but do you think they could keep going? And do you think they should?
I think they could. I mean, depending on how season 3 ends.
Yeah.
That's kind of vague to say, but should they? I think after season 3,
we'll see.
They could do a movie. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah,
3
I agree with
seasons
that.
in a movie.
Yeah, because I feel like some shows they do go on longer than they should.
Yeah,
like I don't know.
I'd say The Office.
Really?
I felt like that. Like after Michael Scott left.
True. Yeah. Maybe Parks and Rec 2. I think they went on probably after season 5. They should have just ended.
How long was that?
7 seasons. I think another show that went on. I could be completely wrong with the fans, but X-Files. I feel like it was a good amount. It was 7 seasons. No, 9 seasons.
I thought that would be one of your shows.
I forgot. I mean, it influencing me. I don't know. But honorable mention, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But X-Files, I think it had a good run with 7 seasons. Well, no, not really the reboot. The new seasons came out like a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That shouldn't have happened.
Really? Yeah.
It should have been another movie.
Huh.
If they wanted to come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, another show that went on longer than it should. I think that's it. Fresh Prince, that was a perfect run.
Yeah.
Boy Meets World had a good run.
Family Matters.
They got canceled. How long was that? Like 5 seasons?
I forgot.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
All that went on longer than it should.
How long was that?
8 seasons. But they changed the cast.
Yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it worked in their favor. So. What else?
I mean, it had a lot of spin-offs from that, all that. Like Keenan and Kel.
The Amanda Show.
Yeah. And from Amanda shows, Drake and Josh.
Drake and Josh was also good. I don't know why I didn't put that on the list.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
A Peruvian puff pepper.
I forgot about that. Is that a real pepper?
I don't know. I love saying it though.
Let's look it up.
Puff pepper. You can look it up. Good. Yeah, that's the 5 shows that we talked about, and more.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many other shows, but I think the ones that we hit were
that narrowed
the
down.
main ones.
Yeah. The moral of the story is be kind to everyone. Accept what should be accepted, I guess. Don't be mean.
Have a heart.
Have a heart. Be considerate. If you see someone alone or down, uplift them. You know? Say, hey man, what's up? Can I have lunch with you?
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Top 5 shows that changed us. Hey Arnold, number 1. What are we doing next week or for the next episode?
I haven't thought about it. I'll have to look at that list.
When we started this or thought about the podcast, we were also thinking about a concept of you and I switching interests.
Oh, yeah.
So WrestleMania is next weekend.
Okay.
Would you want to endure 7 hours of WrestleMania?
Ooh, what day is that on?
Sunday.
So
it's from 7 p.m. to midnight? Or 11?
Yeah.
6 p.m. to 11?
6 p.m. to 11. On a Sunday?
Sunday night.
All right.
I could give you my account and you log in and watch it. Just have it on.
Oh, that'd be fun to do it in person, too, though. Like together.
Yeah, if you want. Sunday night, though.
Yeah. I think I'll be down for that.
Yeah, I know it's a few hours long. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, basically, I just want you to see if you could follow with what the story is for each match.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see who you would root for each match with the given amount of storyline that they show before the match. Because they always do these vignettes, like a 5-minute vignette of like a recap of the story, and then they have the match.
Yeah.
Also, they have some funny, gimmicky, comedic stuff just to break up the intensity.
Yeah. And
some musical guests and some other stuff.
Nice. Yeah, it sounds interesting. I'll definitely.
I just want to hear your take on it.
Yeah.
It'll be great. And then we'll come back and record like it will digest, decompress.
Yeah.
Your experience of 7 hours of wrestling.
7 hours of wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm excited. That sounds like fun.
Also, my coworker, shout out to Brandon King Cosma. I took him to his first wrestling show when they were in town. And he is not a wrestling guy at all. I mean, he knew of Ric Flair and Andre the Giant, but he never kept up with it like I did. And I took him to SmackDown, one of the shows of WWE, and he was what's the word? Enamored with all the production value, because we were sitting front row kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So he'd seen everybody in person, seeing the moves, seeing the stage and the lights and the music. He fell in love with it. He's not watching wrestling now, but at the time,
yeah, at that moment,
like, whoa, this is amazing! It's awesome. So,
yeah, awesome.
Yeah, Roeun, you watching WrestleMania with us?
No, I got it. I think I might be busy next week, and
You working?
Yeah, I'm working next weekend.
Oh, the wrong button.
That's all good though. We'll let
It's
you know
cool.
how it is.
Yeah, you can always watch it later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's wrapping up today. Top 5 shows next week. Maybe WrestleMania. We'll see.
Wrestling. Okay. I guess the next subject we'll talk about next episode is pie wrestling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy birthday, Roeun.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.